Imagine. Imagine whenever evolution was discussed, right? And Charles Darwin or whatever, he's trying to convince people that the evidence shows that we evolved from different animals, over millions of years. And just most of the people that he talks to, or that people who understand this stuff, talk, well, that's not true, because everybody knows the earth was created 5,000 years ago, whenever God created Adam and Eve, the first man and woman, out of the dirt of the ground, and he made Eve from his rib. And it's like, that's like the level, what I deal with so much. It's like, I could list out all the examples, but I'll just say the more recent one. One of my friends, I've been talking to him, showing him a lot of videos even about socialism and communism. And it's like, the other night he says to me, oh, well, the thing about socialism is that, every country that has always tried it has always turned into a dictatorship. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like, and that's the dogma, because no matter what facts or evidence, you can show somebody that shows them the reality of places before and after socialism and what socialism did for those people. And regardless of the fact that socialism is working class democracy, you're literally accepting a propagandized lie that this system, which aims to bring democracy for the working class, aims to put the working class in political power, is going to lead to a dictatorship. Ooh, boogeyman word. And it's literally the one thing we need to stop fascism. I'm a person who really 100% believes that, it might be in my old age, it might be in my middle age, in my 40s or 50s, it could be in my 70s. But I believe in my lifetime, I will either see America, even though the United States is already fascist, especially in its imperialism. I believe 100% America will become a fascist nation, even more so against its own people, even more so, and even more of a militarized police state. We're a capitalist, limit our freedoms more and more. Even the supposed quote unquote, the veneer of rights that we have. We have a right to vote in an election with two people that neither of us actually want to be president or to lead us. And parties in which neither of the parties represent the working class. And I truly believe that. I prayed for many years as a child. I went to the altar at church during the altar call, and I prayed to God so much. Show me what you want me to do with my life. Show me your plan for my life, and use me for your will, God. And those prayers I said so many times as I was instructed to. And eventually God revealed to me and what this world truly is. And I realize now that if I want to please God, and not only that, if I want to be known as somebody, even if nobody remembers me too much longer after I leave this earth, even if they remember me for just a few years, and those few years that they'll remember me as somebody who was doing the right thing at the right time, who was moving forward the forces of history, not fighting to keep it back. And that's what fascists want to do. So I believe that right now I see myself as a big failure. I haven't done any great work as a communist. I've done a little bit of work, but not any great work. And I haven't done enough. But I feel like God's given me an opportunity to be a correct, good person. He said most people don't believe in California liberalism. I don't either. I am against liberalism. I'm a communist. Communists are against liberalism and conservatism. And see, that's my point. It's like, the people don't really care about the fact that all of this media has been this has been manufactured for a specific reason, and they think that they can see through it. You know, they think that they can see the bias, or, you know, some of them just take it 100% as facts. All this mainstream media about how the world works, about how the system they operate in works, about what it is. And some people, they believe that they can decipher through it. But when you're given certain information that's given to you in a certain way, you know, sometimes it's outright lies, and sometimes it mixes in some kernel of truth, you know, and twist it around, you know, or completely misrepresents what happened. You know, people, you're not immune to propaganda. That's the thing. That's what a lot of communists have reminded each other of. We are not immune to propaganda. And the thing is that, you know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm sitting here trying to talk about communism. My viewers are so indoctrinated, so brainwashed by United States capitalist mainstream media machine that you know, they can't even, they literally can't debate me about communism because they don't even know what communism is. All they can do is try to argue against liberalism, which is something that I am also against. And it's like, yeah, it is my job to educate people as a communist, but it's you know, I want to start doing more educational videos. It's just so disheartening, because it's like, for a lot of Americans that I've interacted with as an American, someone who's educated on these matters and knows what the fuck he's talking about, for a lot of Americans, it's like, it doesn't matter how much I show you the truth. It's like, you're so conditioned to this fake reality that you've been hypnotized or brainwashed to believe in, that whenever I'm trying to break down, deprogram, you know, these people want to cling to it, and I can sit there and factually refute the lies they've been taught about socialism and communism, and back it up with sources. But then after showing them this, a lot of people will still just go back to repeating this dogmatic argument of, oh, socialism always is bad. If socialism always failed or didn't work, then the United States and its NATO allies wouldn't have spent billions, trillions actually, over the past fucking 100 years. Oh no, you thought that this started after World War II? No, at the beginning, in 1917, when the first socialist state was established, the United States and other European countries, 14 other nations invaded to try to force them to put their czar, their emperor, back on the throne and bow to his authority over them. They said, no, we're a workers' democratic society now, where the working class runs things, not no fucking emperor. You said delete your Cash App because that's private ownership. No, it's actually not. And see, that's what I mean. Like, these people are so brainwashed, they don't even know basics. of anything. Look, and this person just said communism is the idea that everyone owns everything together with the government controlling it all. Wrong. And everything you just said was wrong. It's not the belief of everything owning everything together. All that matters is the means of production, the factories, the farmland. Private property is property that you only own to make a profit off of, like a factory, a farmland, a restaurant building. Okay? Personal property and private property are not the same thing. And communism is when there's no government. Social is when there's still government, but it's run by a working democracy where only workers have a say and no capitalists have a say in this democracy. But communism is a stateless society, a moneyless society without inheritance and without money, without a state. And, there's communists do not want to take your toothbrush, your Cash App account, your cell phone, your bed, your guitar, even the home you live in. Communists do not want to take the home you live in. They only want to, they want to take the big apartment blocks that landlords own that they don't live in, and charge so much fucking money for that people can't afford, and turn it into subsidized housing. Anyone who owns their own home, but what we socialists and communists want is to put a cap on the number of homes you can own. You don't need more than 2 homes, and it doesn't have to be that low. Even if we limit everybody to 3 or 5 homes, we would still have enough left over to end homelessness in the United States. We want to put a limit on how many homes people can earn. That's a fact. A lot of communists have expressed this idea. Okay, why you do not need more than 2 homes. You don't need to own an apartment building. Whenever people buy up all the concert tickets online and then resell them for a higher price, they call that a scalper. Same thing whenever PlayStation 5 first came out. A bunch of people bought all the PlayStation 5s and then sold them on eBay for higher prices. That is what landlords do. They make housing harder for people to get by buying up the housing market and then selling it back to people where they don't even own it by renting it out to them. Rent is one of the greatest evils in our society. So many people reckon this. Nobody should have to rent. Everybody should have a right to own a home. We have more empty houses and apartments than homeless people in a lot of other countries. There's more homes than homeless people. But because of generational wealth, people are allowed to hoard all these homes and sometimes even leave vacant. There's times where they actually leave some properties vacant to lower the value of the neighborhood, so then they can buy more properties from that neighborhood at lesser value. So a lot of people do not know what they're talking about with socialism, communism. They've been brainwashed so much on purpose by the ruling class, the capitalists who run our government and our media. And it's just like, once someone like me is sitting here trying to tell you the truth and speak facts to you, you have a decision to either just tune it out and then revert back to your programming, or to allow yourself to be deprogrammed. Check out the Deprogram podcast.
Bye, pineapple boy.